Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Marcus Aurelius, and this is Mountain Blade Warband Anno 1257. It's a new game for me, and I'm getting used to it, but for those of you who follow my channel and know what I'm about, you'll know that I like to play the Byzantine Empire in whatever game they happen to be. In this game, however, there is no Byzantine Empire. There is only the Roman Empire of Nicaea. To really understand that and understand its place in the world at this time, you have to go all the way back to 1204. Now in 1204, the Fourth Crusade launched from Europe in order to go to the Holy Land, like the Crusades prior to it. However, because the Venetians and the Byzantines were not getting along very well and had a few trade disputes, the Venetians diverted the fleet to Constantinople, where the Crusaders proceeded to loot and pillage and conquer the capital, Constantinople. This essentially broke the empire and created a new empire called the Latin Empire, whose capital was Constantinople, but in all honesty was just a loose conglomeration of Western Catholic Crusader states, very similar to the Holy Land Crusader states. The Byzantine Empire at that point was broken up into three minor empires. You have the Roman Empire of Nicaea, which is who we are playing in this game, located in the western coasts of Asia Minor, today's Turkey. You had the Despotate of Epirus, located around Thessalonica and to the west, and you had the Empire of Trebizond, ruled by the descendants of Alexius Comnenus. Alexius is one of the more famous Byzantine emperors. His daughter, Anna Comnena, wrote about him and his times in her book, the Alexiad. Now this mod focuses mainly on Nicaea and, I guess for reasons of simplicity, does not consider Trebizond, which is up here, to be its own Greek empire, and it has merged Epirus in with Nicaea. Also, this area in Central Anatolia is, at this time period, not directly controlled by the Ilkhanate, as it is represented in this game, but rather by a loose group of Turkish states, the largest and most powerful of which is the Sultanate of Rum, R-U-M, which implies that they are in the lands of the Roman Empire. However, I can see why in the mod they decided to put that all together under the Ilkhanate, because I'm sure the Ilkhanate at that time did exert political authority over a lot of these nations, and obviously they can't have thousands and thousands of factions. So our goal for this campaign, and it is going to be a role-playing campaign, our goal really is just to survive, to grow, to become more powerful, but really the goal is to recapture Constantinople for the Byzantine Empire. At this time period, 1257, the emperor is named Theodore II Lascaris. Historically, he ruled from 1254 to 1258. In 1258, he was succeeded by John IV Lascaris, who ruled from 1258 to 1261. Alongside him, though, there was a general, an all-around really cool guy named Michael VIII Palaeologus, and he was co-emperor from 1258 to 1261, and then in 1261 he became the only emperor. Now, in 1261, the armies of the Roman Empire of Nicaea recaptured Constantinople and, to a degree, recreated the Byzantine Empire. Often, if you look at a list of Byzantine emperors, you will see it unbroken all the way from Constantine down to the final Byzantine emperor, who is also named Constantine, including the emperors of Nicaea, which many historians consider the main of the Greek successor states. So our goal is to put together our powerful retinue of mighty Greek warriors and harass and burn and pillage the lands of the Latin Empire, who have now been under the control of the Catholics for about 55 years now, and finally conquer them back for the glory of the Byzantine Empire. But nothing is more valuable and more important to us than Constantinople, Queen of Cities, the traditional ancestral capital of the empire, which we absolutely must take back. So we start the game at war with the Latins and at peace with everyone else, including the Ilkhanate. I am Marcus Aurelius. We only really see pictures of Marcus Aurelius, or images of him from when he was an older man, so this is the closest thing in this game's engine that I believe he could have looked like at a young age, despite the fact that we are well over 1,000 years off from when he actually lived. I have trained him to be mostly a leader, not so much a direct fighter, but to benefit the troops he is leading. I have his proficiencies in one-handed weapons. Eventually, because I want him to be kind of armored like a cataphract with a mace, but also it allows him to wield swords and axes along with a shield. And that's the style that I feel the most comfortable with. He starts off with a spear, which I'm absolutely terrible at. And the funny thing about this mod is that armor and weapons are so expensive, you can hire an entire army for what it would cost to buy a helmet, which I think is kind of ridiculous, but unfortunately that's the way it goes. So my goal is basically at the beginning to go around and recruit as many troops as I can and start fighting off bandits who are threatening my lands. I do own a fief. Let me see if I can find out what that is. Sardis. Okay, interesting. Interesting. So, down here. Every time I play, it changes. First it was Laodicea, then it was Cotylion, and now it's Sardis. So, that is my land. However, I can't afford really to do anything much with it right now. Now, for those of you who are familiar with this mod, by all means, comment in the comment section of my videos and let me know. There's a lot of complication and added things to this mod that I'm not 100% on yet, so please let me know ways that I could improve my play style. But what I did keep the old recruitment style of traditional Mountain Blade. I did not go with the Lance recruitment style that was invented for this mod. I wanted to stick with what I was familiar with. I also disabled the music, which by now you've probably noticed, because I think some of it might be copyrighted and I just don't want to deal with any of those issues. If you find out, or if you know that the music is not copyrighted, by all means let me know and I will put it in there again. So we start off near Nicaea, our capital. And there I am, Marcus Aurelius. I'm all by myself, and for my standard there were a lot of cool orthodoxy looking religious standards, but I'm not going to be a very religious guy. I'm going to get in a lot of fights, I'm going to burn a lot of villages to the ground, and so I figured let's just go with the standard. Well, standard. So it's a green and white, very simple. So let's go into Nicaea. First thing we need to do is recruit a number of volunteers. Ooh, 10 urban levies, very nice. And some companions. Now what I like to start out with is a pathfinder who helps me move faster and see where people are going. So that's Helga. And a trainer who will ensure that my troops become better, faster, and that's Tychon. I don't know if there's necessarily any value to an engineer or a monk or a trader, so if you think those things are great, then by all means let me know and I'll pick them up. They're not very expensive. But for right now, I just want to focus on getting a sizable army, being able to escape battles I can't win, chase after bandits that I can, and otherwise do as well as I can militarily. So that's it for me. I'm going to leave. And we are just going to go hopping from village to village in order to recruit troops. Let's go to Chalcedon first, which might prove dangerous simply because the Latin Empire is running around with a number of troops, but we're small enough that we should be able to run away.
Today the gods will decide your fate!
Or not. Pirates. Okay. Interesting. Very interesting. I don't think we can fight 75 pirates. Let's pull back, leaving some soldiers behind to cover your retreat. We'll have to leave 2 soldiers behind, unfortunately, and the party lost a ton of morale. No shit. Alright, this is already starting fantastically. Let's get to Chalcedon. More folks to help us out. And let's be cognizant of these pirates because they are a pain in the butt. And yes, they have one of my troops as a prisoner. And we're also being followed. So let's go out this way. And yeah, we should be able to outrun them without much trouble, and we will. So let's go to Nicomedia. Soon we will have enough men that we will be able to fight the pirates, but we're not there just yet. Now, one of our first goals is to get money. The money in order to purchase troops, weapons, and upgrades to my fief, because it also brings in income. The question is, what is the best way to get money? Now, in traditional Mount and Blade, I did a lot of jobs where I would lead cattle or deliver wine, that kind of stuff. And you can do that here, but it just doesn't make sense for a minor lord of the Roman Empire of Nicaea to be driving cattle up to Russia or anything like that. Mediterranean bandits, huh? No. So I think it's best if I just simply build up some troops and get involved immediately in the war. When you pillage a village, you get a lot of stuff, and if you can find a place to sell it, you can make a lot of money off of that. Excellent. Let's take a look at how many supplies I have. Yeah, I should probably get more. Grain. Meat tends to go bad, so I don't buy it very often. But dried meat should be okay, actually. But not pork. Okay, cool. So now we have more supplies. And I'm using a different encoder for this because the one I normally use kept crashing on me. So that means that my file sizes are gigantic. So I'm going to try very hard to keep these episodes down to 20 minutes or less, simply because I don't think my computer could stand any more than that. Greek mounted skirmishers, absolutely. I'd like them all. So by all means, leave comments as to ways I can improve my standing more quickly, ways that I can make money. I am not entirely familiar with the mod yet. I'm doing okay. I've done a lot of testing, and I was able to do pretty well for myself in one of my main tests, but you know, there's always more to learn. But I definitely want to take the Byzantine Empire to glory, as I have done in previous LPs, in previous games. And there is the opportunity for roleplay in this game that is quite nice. I can actually run around with my axe and cause all manner of chaos, which I think is really cool. Alright, so the money's still holding in there. We could certainly use more, but we're doing okay. Rural levies, sure. And let me just quickly go over our units, if you are unfamiliar with this mod. So, we start off with Greek urban levies, Greek rural levies, and Greek mounted skirmishers. Now, the urban levies and the rural levies look quite similar, but they upgrade differently. The rural levies upgrade to javelineers and eventually archers, whereas the urban levies upgrade to spearmen and eventually, if you'd like, swordsmen. The mounted skirmishers can upgrade to mounted archers, which are really good. But in order to do that, they need experience. And in order to get experience, we need to fight. And in order to fight, I need to have enough men so that I'm confident in my ability to fight. 68's a fair amount. I might actually be too big at this point to chase down small groups of bandits. We'll see. Armorian. And some soldiers are already ready to upgrade because I am a trainer and one of my mercenary followers is also a trainer. Let's recruit all of these guys. But we need more city levies, really. Alright, well let's upgrade these guys right now just so they'll be more effective in the battles to come. And obviously morale influences the speed at which you travel as well, so hopefully that is fixed a little bit. Where would I find that? Party morale. 79. That's not bad, actually. It looks like the biggest negative is the size of the party. The loss that we suffered against the pirates did not appear to last. Okay, so let's get some mounted archers. Some Greek javelineers. Well, quite a few of them, actually. And some light spearmen. Well, one light spearman. Okay. And I need to get a sword at some point, because fighting with a spear is terrible. Let's go to Chennai, which is actually a city that I am not familiar with. I'd like to think I'm familiar with most of the Byzantine cities, but Chennai, Now, obviously I recognize Smyrna, Pergamum, Ephesus, and Sardis. Who are you? You are Strategos. What are you doing just wandering around? You should be fighting off the Latins. Okay, Bourbons. I like it. Okay, so I think we have enough troops at this point. The goal now is to find some bandits and potentially kill them very hard. So let's see here. And there they are. They're running from me at speed of 4.5. What is our speed? 5.5. Yeah, you guys are going to have some trouble. Alright. Now I'm going to let my men do most of the fighting because I'm terrible with this spear. It is quite embarrassing, actually. I'm going to be there because if you order your troops to fight without you, they tend to die more. Infantry. How about you guys charge? Okay. Yeah, I love how my soldiers look cooler than I do. That Mount Archer looks awesome. Okay, what part of charge didn't you understand? Okay, this is a pretty decent army of brigands, but we have allies? Who the hell are my allies? I don't know. Just random guys helping me out. Well, that's cool. Oh, there's an enemy. Die, sucker! Yeah, that's right. Oh, I can't wait till I have cool shields like that guy. There's some more. Yeah, did I mention I'm terrible at the spear? I'm lucky I could hit the broadside of a barn. Hey, where you going, buddy? Coward. Come back here and fight. That's right. Marcus Aurelius, philosopher king, slayer of bandits. Yeah. Yeah. Alright, so an auspicious beginning. We lost no one, took out 17 looters. Now, again, with this mod, I don't know whether it's better to let your heroes select gear from the item pool or access it first. I'm going to access it first just to see if there's nothing. There's nothing worth having here at all. Great. They can collect whatever they want. What a waste. Maybe my ally took all the good stuff. It's probably this guy. Strategos Ioannis Maniasis. Let's go to my personal lands here in Sardis. So what can I do here? I don't need any more volunteers for the moment. I don't need any supplies. Manage the village. Okay, so I could build a manor house, but I can't afford it. 8,000 gold. I could build a mill. 6,000. A watchtower. 5,000. That'd be pretty good. It would help with looting. School would increase the loyalty of the villagers. I like that. And a messenger post will send me a message whenever there's enemies nearby. All of these are good things. It's a shame I cannot afford any of them. But we are running out of time, so I hope that this will be a cool series. I hope that you enjoy watching it. Like I said in the comments, leave me any tips or hints about this mod if you're familiar with it, or anything you'd like to see me do or try. Again, my main goal is going to be to reconquer, actually, Constantinople from the Latin Empire. But that is going to take some time because we're going to need hundreds and hundreds of well-trained, well-armored men. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good one.